Happy Friday. It's my start of my birthday weekend, depending on if you count the week before or the week after as your birthday. It has already been such a busy day. Joshy Corinne, what? Oh my goodness. I love your videos so much. And the fact that we have now been chatting in comments makes me so happy. So if you don't follow her, you guys, this is the bullet journaler of your life. You will love her content. Amazing. I'm obsessed and have been for years. So all it takes is a thumbnail with a bunch of pretty notebooks in a row that are different colors. And I'm like, I love this channel. Who is this? So anyway, now I'm gonna smile. That is like a good birthday present just to see you here. I'm sure you have lots of fans in this community. So you can see that my office is still a complete mess. I probably should have gone live in my other office. It's going to be a little bit echoey in here. And there's no bookcases. Why? Because it is a little bit crazy in our lives. It went snowing here in Texas, which is rare occurrence. It has been freezing, freezing cold. And yesterday it was 65, and tomorrow or tonight it's getting down to 20 again. So if you're not in the US, it just means it was warm and now it's going to below freezing. So that's going to be interesting and fun. It's kind of up and down, up and down. But who here was at my Twitch stream last night? So let me just say that I have not laughed so hard, and I made George go back and watch part of it because it also I was like, you have to watch it because I don't think I've laughed so hard in so long. Chris was there, Angela was there, Carrie was there, Tigger. Oh my goodness. So listen, so many log hits. I still can't stop laughing about it. So in this game, Until Dawn, there are what is called quick time events where you have to like very quickly hit reaction. And I just don't play PS4 anymore very often. So I was like, my brain could not remember. And I even made a sticky note to remind myself the triangles at the top, circles over here, the squares over there. But I kept getting the triangle or the circle and the square mixed up, which side it was on. And the more I started laughing, the more I couldn't get the next quick time event. So there was a guy like running to go save somebody. And like, he like fell in the river and then he hit a log with his face and then he tripped over a log and then he hit another log and then he fell off this other thing. It was so funny because it was just like a comedy of errors. And of course, the girl he was trying to save died because I could not. It was so funny. So I appreciate everyone who was there because I needed some laughter. If you want, I know the climbing too, right? The climbing, because I was also going to climb like an elevator shaft, and you have to, it's like 4 very quick time events in a row. And he just kept falling and falling and falling. Oh my gosh. He was looking so rough. He was all bruised and battered. It was so funny. I mean, listen, I was laughing so hard. And this is the whole point of cherry on top as my word of the year, because I want more moments like this. Like, yes, universe, call this in for me. More laughter, more fun. I literally have spent so much of the last really 5 to 10 years of being an entrepreneur online, just kind of up and down, of focusing and trying to refocus myself back to joy, and then getting caught up in the numbers. And I almost peed my pants watching. Like it's so funny. And it's still up on twitch.tv/Sarra Cannon. If you want to go watch it, it's really at the very beginning, like almost at the very beginning, the first 30 minutes. But I want more of this kind of fun because it's so easy to get caught up in the outcomes. And it's so easy to be like, oh, but I got to work harder because I want to make this amount of money, or I want to work harder because I need this many subscribers or this much outcome. And while outcome is important, we want those milestones. We want to make the money. We want to do the things. Sometimes when that balance tips over to focusing more on the outcome, the numbers, the algorithms, the growth, and expecting ourselves to just be growing all the time. Like, oh, I got it. My Instagram should be growing. And then we see and compare ourselves to how much somebody else's Instagram is growing. And we just think it can just get us into a point where we are so focused on that outcome and the worries of life, so to speak, even if it's not like a number outcome, it's just like, how is this going to turn out kind of thing. It can turn into a place where we forget how to have fun and how to laugh and how to just be passionate and spontaneous, especially in this world where like everything is based on an algorithm, right? It's like, I just want to make YouTube videos, but there's real reward if you make the kind of YouTube videos they want you to make, right? Um, I love this too. And I'll tell you, like, we haven't talked about this privately, but like I've been watching your channel explode. I think you've gotten like what 10,000 subscribers in the last like month, which is incredible. And that kind of like growth can be both. I'm not trying to call you out specifically, so I apologize, but it happens to all of us at some point. You see bigger growth than you have seen in the past. And when that happens, sometimes it can make us sort of shift our focus from like, oh, I was just making this cool stuff that I like. And now it's sort of like, oh gosh, now I feel the pressure that I need to keep it up. How can I one up that? How can I keep this momentum? How can I keep creating exactly what people want from me? And sometimes that can steal the joy. Jen, who is so sweet and took over for Angela's sprints and is going to be sprinting twice today for our Heart Breathings writing community. I just love you, Jen. You're so awesome. You can't pour from an empty cup. You got to refill the well. And so often when you're creating from a place of, I need to prove myself, or I need to continue to grow, to continue the momentum, and we're so focused on the outcome, it can be difficult to circle back to the thing that got us that outcome in the first place, which is the joy and the passion and the just being true to who we are, right? And I am ready to get back to, like, I'm just kind of taking a daily practice in the morning every day. I've been working with my ritual planner and my tarot cards every morning to kind of bring myself back to remembering who I am. Oh, this is who I am. This is what I'm trying to be, so that I can continue to create. And there are going to be times where the things that I create don't bring me the biggest external outcome, but they will, like, if I'm aligned and I'm creating out of passion, it will always create something inside myself. And I think that's the main thing I'm trying to focus on this year. So I am going to, I'm going to, just continue to embrace that and bring it in over the next year and hopefully the rest of my life. We are in a busy season, Renee and I, because we've got courses launching this weekend, and it's multiple courses, which might have been a crazy idea. So hopefully that doesn't hit me more in ways than I don't expect. But if you're interested in any of those classes, Publish and Thrive opens tomorrow, which is my self-publishing class. It's the first time I've run it since last year when I re-recorded it. So it's such a great class. There will be a few updates coming, a few bonus videos coming towards the end of Publish and Thrive, but that opens tomorrow morning. And then I'm also running my class called Your Path Forward, which is a brand new class. And that is going to be a long-term strategy, long-term planning live course that will run next Saturday, January 27th. And there's going to be a special price if you join before the 27th, and then the price will go up if you're just watching the replays after that. So hopefully I can explain all of that in email tomorrow for those of you that are in the Heart Breathings community without it being too confusing. So here we go. A lot of options. Kitty, I'm so excited that you're going to be in Publish and Thrive. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. This is not the only time I'm going to offer it this year. I will be offering it again twice this year. So we'll go back to what our previous schedule was, which is February and August. So it will be twice this year. And I kind of regret not running it twice next year because I really or last year, because I really didn't even finish the book. Like, the whole point of not running it twice was to finish the book, and I didn't get it done. So yeah, so you'll get an email tomorrow with all that info on the classes, so, and your coupons and everything else. So It's a lot. There's a lot going on. Renee and I have been busy little bees and it's been fun, but it was so valuable to me to last night get to just laugh for like 2 hours. It's a horror game, but it was really fun. I also, for those of you that were here on the Twitch stream, I got these flowers today, and on the card, it says that the name of these flowers is the butterfly effect. I mean, listen, when you start looking for synchronicities and signs in your life, you will begin to see them. So it's just incredible. So if you don't know that reference, Until Dawn is the game that we were playing, and the game is based on the concept of the butterfly effect, how a butterfly beating its wings on a different continent can like cause a hurricane. It's like every action has a consequence. So I get these flowers in the mail today and for my birthday, and the card says that the name of the bouquet is the butterfly effect. Unreal, unreal. Yes, you see them in your life because they are there for you. They are there for you. Um, how much is the cost for long-term goal course? So the regular cost will be $149. If you sign up before next Saturday, it's $99. But if it's like, let's make it as complicated as possible, but I want to give everybody discounts. If you are taking it along with Publish and Thrive, or you've already taken Publish and Thrive or HB90, you can do it for $69. So kind of tiered pricing depending on if you're an alumni or not. So, and if the way that we were able to do it, I don't know if this clarifies it or makes it more confusing. The way that we were able to do it is it becomes an order add-on. So if you are taking Publish and Thrive, for example, and you've never taken my classes before, but you want to take your path forward, when you check out on the sale page, like your checkout page where you go to pay for Publish and Thrive, you'll see an option to add your path forward for the $69. So you'll get the alumni discount. There was a movie called The Butterfly Effect. I don't know if it was Ashton Kutcher. I don't think I've ever seen it. Oh, Renee to the rescue says yes, and it was so good. I have not seen it. How long is the new course? So the new course is an all-day workshop. So there'll be a live stream in the, I'll say morning because it's my morning, but it depends where you are in the world. But it'll be like 10 a.m. Our time-ish, and then, 10 a.m. Eastern time for 1 hour. And then there will be 6 classes that you will take on your own, like 6 videos to watch during the day. And then we'll get back together in the afternoon. So the live streams will be like bookends. So 2 hours of live stream and then a couple hours of videos during the day. And just like everything, just like my brain's like trying to read things and explain complicated things. Just like everything, if you're not there live, you can watch the replays. Tiered pricing. I'm glad you said that because I have been taking this class on subscriptions and I have some questions for you all. But I wanted to answer this. If I take Publish and Thrive in August, can I get your path forward for $69 also? I don't think so, but I haven't fully made the decision. But the price is going to go up after next Saturday to $149. So then that would bring the alumni discount up to more like $89 instead of $69. So the price will be going up. I just haven't decided all the things, but this round will be the lowest price it will be for alumni. But if you've taken HB90, you'll get the $69 price as well. Let's make it as complicated as possible. So sorry if that's complicated. But yes, the replay is available if you can't make it live. So if you know you want to take it, but you can't make it live, I would go ahead and jump in because this will be the lowest price that I offer it. And I have a feeling that it is going to be similar to HB90, where the real people who got the deal on that class were the people who signed up at the very first round because it was only $99. And the price of HB90 will be going up this year when I re-record it later in the year, and those people just get all the updates for free. So the faster you can get in, the better, but it's okay if you can't get in also. Okay, a couple other things. We are going to Oh, I love this too. We are gonna do some Q&A. We've already kind of been answering questions, but we're gonna do some Q&A from the Discord server just so we don't get too far behind on those. And we are going to um, talk about my subscription and some of the updates on Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, which is going extremely well. And then I thought it would be kind of fun to do like a birthday tarot reading. So that'll be super fun. So we're going to do all of that today in 1 hour that will go by in the blink of an eye because we're already 16 minutes in. I'm also like, keep looking at my hair. Like, what is this doing here? What is that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to make it worse. We're going to ignore that. I asked to see a monkey the other day to give me hope. And randomly, one of my favorite YouTubers had video monkeys on her vlog. Unbelievable. That is the coolest thing. It's like just winks from the universe. And once you start looking for them, you're going to start seeing them. And to me, it's just a bit of everyday magic. And I love it so much. Carrie says, I paid for HB90 once 6 or 7 years ago, and I've taken it quarterly since for free. Sometimes I buy the planner, sometimes I don't. It's a pretty amazing value. It is a great value. And there's a lot of people that will say to me, oh, you're way undercharging for your courses. Like for Publish and Thrive, people heard that I do 13 hours of live streams and they're like, that class should be $1,000. And I'm like, probably, but it's not going to be because I want to make sure that it's accessible to as many people as possible. So, and I like to give the support. The personalized support is my favorite part. So that is it. Ooh, low-key want to propose TDOVS with my book club after watching Sarah's videos and hearing about it for so long. Just got to wait for that release. Okay, so let's do a quick update. Thank you for saying that to me. Ooh, I have a yes. Okay, what missing chair? Where's there a missing chair? Now I'm like, my brain is not working right. Did I explain about the missing chair? I'm not sure what that is, but I will talk about tattoos in a second. So Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. Let me tell you how much different this year has been just because I have been getting in terms of the couch. I'll talk about that in a second. Just because I've been getting up and making writing my priority in the beginning of the day. And because I am trying specifically to do things that focus on refilling my well, laughing more joy, more time with the kids, more time outside when it's not 16 degrees in Texas, more time with friends. Like I've just been trying to do everything I can to have just nothing but joy and creative well filling as much as possible. I've been reading more. I've been watching fairy tales still. George and I are over episode 100, which there's like 300 and something episodes of that anime. We're just having fun with it. And it's been really, really great. So the other part of it, as I have been getting together, I think I mentioned this last week, with Ines Johnson, Leslie Penelope, Theodora Taylor, and Dylan Allen to write in the morning. Some of you may recognize some of those names. If you've ever heard authors talking about butter, that's Theodora Taylor. Leslie Penelope is an incredible fantasy writer. They're amazing women. And they invited me to come join their writing groups in the morning. And so I've been joining them on Zoom call, and we've been writing for hours, just sprints and a little bit of conversation in between. And of course we have sprints in our writing community, and I join in on those every time I can, but it's something about me dedicating to, I will be at my desk between 8:30 and 9 a.m. every day. And I'm not going to, like a lot of times if I join writing sprints for the past couple of years, I would just sit down and work in my planner, or sit down and not really be able to focus or concentrate on the chat or whatever. And I think it was like my brain resisting wanting to do the hard work of the book because I've been scared, because I haven't had the creative well to even give to the stories. And so now I'm making a decision that I'm going to sit down between 8:30 and 9 a.m. and I'm going to think about my story. And it doesn't matter how hard it is. It doesn't mean I don't have to write a certain amount of words. I'm just going to focus on my story for the next 2.5 to 3 hours. And it has been incredible because this is one of those life-changing choices, I feel like. And there were several days when I thought, I got to get a video up. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to work on this course website. There's a lot of work that goes into creating a course, like so many hours. And in the past, I have just gone to work on those things first because I think, oh, that's where the deadline is, and I'll work on my book after. And then I just haven't been working on the book. So I have made that shift for myself this year. And I am almost 20,000 words into Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw final edits, like final. Like after this, it goes to beta readers. And that is massive progress. I've been doing between 5 and 7,000 words a day. The only day that I didn't get to do it was today. I only did like 500 words this morning because I was on a podcast interview and a bunch of other things. But it's coming together. And I have to tell you, I have had moments where I have chills and I'm like, this is it. Finally, I made some changes to some of the way my character is acting at the beginning, like her character arc where she begins in the story. I sort of changed up her attitude, and I think it has made a big difference. And I've also added in just some more intrigue. I also went through and created a map of their place by the river because I had it just being like a cabin, and now it's like a cabin and a pool and a pool house and a fire pit, and it's a bigger property, and that has opened up some possibilities that have made a difference. So just to give you an update, I'm almost through act 1, which is a quarter of the way through the book. And so the more hopefully progress I make on this, the faster it'll be release date announcement time. So for those of you waiting on books, I know it's been a longer wait than you anticipated, but I thank you for that because it's going to be done. It's going to be getting done. Michelle says, I've been getting up at 5 and working on my book for an hour before I get ready for the day job. And I think that it's really fun to, think about the future. But then when we get to a point where we're like, oh, I have to actually sit down and do it. We were kind of talking about this the last couple of weeks. It can just be like, I don't feel like it. Right. And I think sometimes it's just neat to realize like, oh, all I have to do is just do the thing that sucks. Like, just do the thing I don't want to do. I don't want to get up and write. I don't want to get up early. I'm really tired. But then once you start to get into a rhythm of, oh, I can work through this resistance and I can actually show up for my writing and it's fun again, it makes a big difference. So sometimes it's just a matter of following our intuition to know when it's time to actually back off and when it's time to just be like, okay, we're doing this. I don't know about that. I don't know that you want to see my map, but I should hire someone to make a map. That would be a better thing because I have it in here, but mine is just scribbles because I am not an artist. Let me see if I can find it. I have written so many pages of notes in here in the last week. It's ridiculous. I'm like, are there any spoilers here? Maybe one. But it's literally ridiculous. Like I shouldn't even show you. This is my map. It's ridiculous. So nobody wants my map. But if I could send that off to an artist who could make it really cool, that would be a great idea. My map is awful. Oh my gosh, your February theme is going to be maps. All about maps. I love it. I love seeing maps in books too, and I know that there are some amazing people that you guys love it. Oh, I love that you guys accept me as I am. But yeah, it's fun. Sarah Waits does maps for like $300. I definitely want to get a map done of the Shadow Demons world, like the Shadow World. I think that would be super, super cool. Murder mystery party. That is such a good idea. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love that. So the scribble map will be a bonus. Another thing that I've been doing before I answer. Okay, let me talk about tattoos first of all. I'm getting a new tattoo this year, most likely. Not for my birthday because that's a little too early. I'm going to be saving up for it and really thinking through what it is that I want. But I know that I want a tattoo that is going to come like not all the way on my chest, but it's just going to be like on my arm right here and down this side of my arm. And I'm very excited about it. It's going to be florals. There's going to be a dragonfly, but I have pictures saved on Pinterest and I'm definitely getting a tattoo. But I just don't have all the details yet. And I feel like I I don't want to fly back, I think, to Vegas and use the same person that I used last time because her art has changed, her art style has changed, and she's doing a lot more like pet portraits and things like that. So I really want someone who does really nice florals in blackline. And there's a couple of people I've been following on Instagram here in the Dallas area. I'm also looking at a couple of people in LA. And I have to say, I found somebody in LA that does these beautiful, colorful ones that are like Hello Kitties. And I'm like, where could I put that in my body? But then I don't know that I want color in my tattoo. I don't know. I go back and forth, but I'm like, maybe on my leg or something. We're getting some new tattoos this year. Um, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a half sleeve. I have been following somebody. I'll share it in the Discord server, her profile, because I would love to use a female artist. And I found someone here in Dallas who is doing some great florals. And she just posted on her Instagram that she's looking to do more florals this year. And I'm like, I need to book her. Okay. So let's look at Discord. Somebody else said, when can I sign up for Your Path Forward? It will open tomorrow, most likely at noon or a little bit before. Somebody also asked if I was live streaming today for my the virtual writing retreat. I am not live streaming today, but I am live streaming tomorrow. I have no idea what time. Ask Renee. She put me on the schedule. Oh, not tomorrow, Sunday, right? Yes. Potentially. Please don't place it where we can see it peeking out of your neck. Well, I mean, tattoos are a very personal thing, and it's fine if you don't like it, but if I want it, I'm going to get it, right? Sorry if this was already asked. Will your courses be part of your Tears in Ream someday? I don't know. I had not thought of that. So that's an interesting question. I don't know. My initial Ream subscription will be all fiction. So I'm not sure that I will do a Heart Breathings one, but I might. Sunday at 3 Eastern. Oh, Emily Page. Okay, I'm going to look her up or send me a link. All right. Nope. Wrong Discord. Let me pull it up. Okay. I know there's conversations have been happening in the Discord. So I'm like, oh gosh, I got to look around. Okay. Now I can't remember. Did I answer this one about the audiobooks? So Loose Leaf Page said, you mentioned in one of your earlier coffee chats the idea of a Shadow Demon Saga read along or book club type thing when your audiobooks are released. I'd love to join in, but I don't have Audible. Will the audiobooks be available elsewhere like Spotify or YouTube Music? So when the audiobooks are released, I'm not probably going to tie the read along with the audiobook specifically. The read along will be more tied to the release date for book 12. So the audiobooks will be coming out before there's like a read along if we decide to do one, but the audiobooks will be wide. So they will be probably on Spotify. I'm going to try to get them into libraries for those of you that want to listen to them in libraries. The audiobooks will likely also be part of my Ream subscription tiers. And they'll be available everywhere. Audible, who else has them? Kobo, everywhere that you can upload audiobooks, I will get them out there. Okay, so my oldest turned 13 yesterday. This is Augustina. She had asked for a witchy gift for her birthday. I was feeling stumped until I found a box at a thrift store. It's filled with empty bottles because I wasn't sure what would be some good witchy ingredients. Any recommendations? So I think it's cool to put candles, like small chime candles into like little witchy boxes. It's neat to put, like I have these tarot cards, but there are also tarot cards that are like the little pocket ones. They sell this particular deck in small pocket cards as well. So those could be neat to put in there. Inside the bottles, what you could do is you could put like different kinds of herbs, like depending on how wide mouth the bottles are, you could put bay leaves in there. You could put cinnamon. You could put any other kind of herbs or salts that you might want to use in your rituals or that she might want to use. Another thing that I do inside the little bottles are chip crystals, which are just really small, tiny little crystals that you can use in your rituals and other things like that. So it's really up to you what you want to put in there. Sometimes people will put like a little bit of like a rosemary bundle or anything you want to put in there in terms of like a sage stick or anything like that. Hey, Kelly. Um, and let's see, some people gave some examples: spices, herbs, dried flowers, candles, any kind of matches, like incense, different stuff like that. If you can think of them, any kind of crystals, little trinkets. You could put ritual tools in there too, like any kind of scissors that she might want to use, or like a ritual knife, or like a something you could use, like a feather quill or something like that. Okay, so then Angie says editable glitter. No, not editable, edible glitter, which I always love. Okay, so then I think the last question here that I was responding to is CLS Hayner says, I'm curious your reasoning on posting to Instagram stories rather than a post that sticks around. Is there a specific reason you do the temporary rather than the permanent posts? So stories, yeah, stories are temporary. They only last, I think, for 24 hours. But to me, stories are more conversational or just brief informational. So I probably have missed one today, but on days where we're having like a double down day or special events in the Heart Breathings writing community, I try to go in and post links to whoever's sprinting right now. But that information won't be valuable for somebody looking tomorrow because those links won't work anymore. Plus, I can't post a link directly in my reels or my feed. So the stories are a great way to announce specific things, like I've got a new YouTube video up, here's a link, or here's a link to the next 1 month old today. That's right, Kelly's baby. So there's those kind of time sensitive, or things you really want to put a link to, or it's conversational things where you go in and you just want to say like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is what happened to me today. I don't necessarily want that to live on my feed forever. And I kind of want it to be just a little conversational thing for people who are more active with my account, I guess. And memes, right? So anything that is like a cool quote that you can share. Sometimes you don't really want to share somebody else's quote page to your main feed, but you want to put that in a story. So those are the kind of things I share to my stories. I've been trying a little bit now to also post stories that are like I've just made a recent post and put it on my story, but I don't know that it's making any difference. And I don't know if that's like cool or annoying. So I'm going to test it and we will see. So speaking of links, do you have a place with all of your affiliate links? I don't necessarily have a place with all my affiliate links, but I should have a place for that, but I don't. Are you putting your art back up on the wall, or maybe a mural? So this, the missing chair, the missing couch. So I decided at the beginning of the year that I was going to redo this room. So I do currently have a brand new desk. You can kind of see it peeking here. It's an L-shaped desk and it's a white one instead of the black one. The black one is now gone upstairs to be Evie's new desk because she was outgrowing her like little toddler desk because she's growing up so fast. And this room just wasn't ever giving me the vibe. Plus, here on Coffee Chat, I can't even close this door right now, but there's a bathroom directly behind me and the door to the room, which kind of breaks up the visual in the back because there's two doors. And I have never really liked that. So I am going to shift the way that I'm recording. The only thing that sucks about that is I have this beautiful window here, so I get really nice light for live streams, but I'm going to be shifting caddy corner. So when I get this all set up, this entire section of my room, starting in that corner, going all the way here and all the way to this door, will be bookcases. And those bookcases will have all my like Hello Kitty and Tokidoki collections, my Funko Pops, all of my obviously my favorite book series, including my own. And maybe some lights on it. We'll see like tons of inspiration from Pinterest. Renee has lights on her bookshelves, and those are really cool. So there will not be anything on the walls here because it will be all bookshelves. And the walls over here, I've got a closet you can't really see that has big doors. And then I just have a little catty corner section over here that will be where I'm going to put all my consoles for Twitch streaming because right now they're on my desk and I don't want them to take up so much on my desk. And I bought some cool artwork with cherries on it that are going up here. What about your plotting wall? That's a good question. So I kind of was like, oh, people like to see my plotting wall, but I also have people that are like, I screenshot your plotting wall and I like in your most recent video and I saw this thing that it says this kind of scene and I'm like, no. And I try to remember to like blur things out or pull sticky notes off if it's going to be a spoiler. But you know, people are sneaky. They're like, I just never thought about people screenshotting a random video to like scroll in and see, zoom in and see what I've written on my plot wall. So I've kind of decided that other than very specific photos, I'm not going to be sharing my plot wall just because I don't want spoilers out there for things that I haven't finished writing. Plus, because I just don't, I don't know why they would want spoilers. Some people, it's fun for them. But I don't want to accidentally spoil something, especially when it hasn't been released or even written that way yet. I'm kind of the thing. I don't know. It's not like it happens all the time, but it just happens a few times, and it's like, oh man. So it's going to be aesthetic bookcases. It's going to give me the vibe of like I'm writing in a library, and I'm really excited for that. And I've just been seeking the right vibe for this room, but I have not had time to put it all together. The couch has gone upstairs into a nook in the house outside the game room that we had nothing going on there. And randomly, this is kind of funny, but we bought a coffee table when we first moved in what year? 2021, 2022? What year is it? 2022. When we moved in here in 2022, we bought a coffee table. We actually bought 2 coffee tables and pushed them together to create our big coffee table for our main living room. 2 months ago, we got them again. Has this ever happened to you? I called the company. They're like, it must have just been a glitch in our system. You can keep them. So now it was like a year and a half later, we got duplicate coffee tables. It is the weirdest thing. They're just sitting in our garage. And so I was like, well, we can use one of those coffee tables to go in front of the couch and it can become a little reading nook for us and for the kids. I know, it's so weird. We got them and George was like, did you order more of these? And I was like, I hope not. Are they on like subscribe and save? I have no idea. Coffee tables. I was like, I hope I didn't pay for those again. No, it was just some kind of glitch. Yeah, it was a blessing. It's like, wow, it's either going to be a blessing for us or a blessing for somebody we can donate it to. I have no idea. It's really interesting. But I don't know the full vibe. I did get white bookshelves instead of black. And I thought about the black. Andrew has all like dark brown in his room, but I decided since my books are almost all black spines that I'm going to do white bookshelves. So it's going to be great. I just am looking forward to having the time to do it. So next Tuesday is my birthday and my best friend is flying in from North Carolina as a surprise to me. I mean, she already told me because she knows I'm too busy, but she had already cleared things with George beforehand. She's flying in for the day to take me to a spa day. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I was like, oh, I love the idea of doing a spa day, but I also hate the idea of being in a massage for an hour when you're out there and we aren't going to be able to, like, we're going to be in 2 separate rooms. I want to just spend the time with you. But I'm not complaining about a massage. We're going to get facials and massages and dinner and lunch, and we're just going to hang out for the whole day. And it's going to be amazing. So this is the same friend, Kelly, that I went to Disney with last year. So I was feeling a little down that we weren't going back to Disney this year. So now I'm really excited that we're doing, I don't know if it's a couple massage. I need to ask her if she booked a couples massage. That would be amazing if she did, but I don't know. Um, my pedicurist is going to be so impressed. It's so true. I will ask her if she booked a couples massage. I wonder if you could book a couples facial. Is that a thing? I don't know. Um, Amazon sends me weird and worthless random gifts. What do I have to do so they send me a table? I don't know. This was not Amazon, by the way. This was like Nathan James, I think is the name of it. I don't know. It was weird. But oh, you're going to Disneyland in April, Jenna. That sounds so fun. Okay. Well, it's going to be a great week, but I will have again the courses going on, which is always a busy time. I want to get I kind of feel like if I get to a point where I'm like 50% through the book, I want to just go away for 2 days or 3 days and just finish it in a whirlwind because that'll be the easiest way for me to completely focus. So I'm just dying for that moment. You guys, it's going to be the best moment ever to be able to be like, guess what? Here's the release date. The book is coming out. It's just going to feel so good. I'm very excited for this moment. So I'm anxious to get there. But yeah, I don't have a full week of work because I'll be birthdaying it up in the spa. So it'll be fun. Speaking of birthdays, we can do a quick, I was thinking I'll do a past, future, or past, present, future. These readings don't always go so well for me, but we're going to see. So past will be, what am I moving out of, leaving behind, letting go of? Present will be, what is my current situation that I need to be aware of and focused on now? And then future is what is coming into my life in the next 12 months that is a blessing or a message for me of the future. If I get the Tower card in that spot, we're going to draw again. Oh my gosh. Not today, the 23rd. 23rd. So Tuesday. It's going to be amazing. Yay. Kelly says, I'm going to Universal in July for Cincy's family reunion. I've never been to any Disney parks, so I'm super excited. Universal will be super fun too. I have not been to Universal since I was a kid, I think, but I would love to do that. I would love to see your process of what you do after finishing the rough draft. So many of us then start a dozen rounds of editing and then maybe months later publish. I do have that like series on how to edit your novel that I really walk through the process of editing. But I want to redo an entire series on heart breathings this year of basically, this probably should be a course, but it's going to be like a mini course for free on YouTube because I want to share this with everybody and make it super accessible. But I want to take you through the process of the entire process. And I haven't really been able to do that on heart breathings because it's been taking me too long to get my books done. It would have been like a 2-year series of videos, but I want to record actual, like how I go from idea to published book. How many edits do I go through? How long does it take? And kind of record it as I'm going through the process and edit it as like a series after the fact. It's going to take a lot of work, but I think it would be really, really cool to do it. Mel's birthday is Sunday. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you get to spend it writing too. All right. You get 10 of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm just going to draw some cards here. If you have any other questions too that you want to not break them, but drop them. If you want to ask in the comments, I will answer. And then I'm also going to ask you guys a couple of questions about my subscription, but I'm going to kind of like close my eyes and draw some cards first. Hope I don't drop them or hit a log somewhere along the way. Okay. That's not going to work. I'll do it this way. Past, 10 of Swords. That's a good one for the past. I will take that one for the past. This is also such a gentle version of the 10 of Swords compared to some other versions in tarot. So that's past. So present. 9 of Swords. What? I feel like that needs a redo. I mentioned this on Discord, I think, that, whoa, come back to me. Come back. Goes. That almost never ever draw swords. Like, I think sometimes we sort of have tarot cards that we pull a lot that we get a big relationship with. And it's one of those things where we like see a card and it's like an old friend. And then we have certain suits that we never see ever. And swords is one of those for me. Like, I almost never see them, but for some reason this year I've been drawing them quite a lot. So future card, Ace of Pentacles. So Ten of Swords. It's like I'm not even as like proficient on reading these cards and knowing all the details and like nuances of them because I almost never get these cards. So all cards have a positive aspect, right? I think that there's always a silver lining, but there are definitely some cards that are more difficult and have almost it's going to be bad no matter what. So, like the tower, for example, can just very rarely ever be super positive. I mean, it always means that eventually it's going to be for your own good, but it means you're going through a hard time. Same thing with the Three of Swords. It's like I dread that card. But when we talk about the Ten of Swords, we're really talking. I mean, I'm going to look it up too. I don't have my thing, but I'm going to see what the affirmation is specifically for this Light Seers deck because the way that she explains and has a affirmation or like a saying for each of these cards is really powerful and it helps. And this is one of those things is like when I first started reading tarot, even though I've been doing it for a very long time, I felt bad about like going to look it up because I felt like I was cheating or like I'm not a really good uh like tarot reader if I don't do it right or like have them memorized. And then I started to realize like, why does it matter? This is for my own practice. All that matters is that I'm getting the um I don't know what that is. That I'm getting the like meaning out of it. So I don't know. There's like a weird message on the Ten of Swords here. There's like an apology. So that is really interesting. I guess people did not like her image here. Now I feel like now this is maybe this is my message. It's like on her website, which is usually so good. There's an apology because people did not like the um or were offended by her imagery, which I don't know what's offensive about it, but um maybe that is maybe that is a message to me to be stop worrying about offending people or pleasing other people or trying to do what I think. Like, I've grown up so much like thinking that I have to, in order for self-preservation, I have to do what other people expect of me. And if anyone is mad at me about anything, that I am in trouble, and that I need to change what I'm doing in my life. And I feel like that is a big part of what I'm moving into. So, yeah, I think Ten of Swords is about moving out of this feeling that I have to please myself, that I have to prove myself, that I can't really speak my truth. Because swords are often about communication, and they're often about like I guess speaking your truth, using your mind, using your intellect. And yeah, I think that is true. It's like stop apologizing about yourself, stop apologizing at the past or anything like that. In the past, you wanted to give up, you're stressing yourself out. And in the future, you will have new money and new profit. I like it. And this is true too. Just because someone is offended or upset doesn't mean you did something wrong. And I think not to bring up too much controversial conversation since we already had a controversial tattoo conversation. um I think there's a lot of people in the world that are super super sensitive to things that really don't matter as much as they think they do, because there are some really tragic and terrible things that happen and really offensive and evil things that happen in the world, and like some things are really not as big a deal. So let's focus on the big things, or, try to help the big things and let the rest of it go. But when I look at a different card, and I have talked about this in the past, that when pulling tarot cards, it's upside down, it's negative, or when it's upright. I don't read tarot cards upright versus upside down. I just read them more intuitively. So all cards have sort of a positive aspect and a shadow aspect, and it can be both. And I don't personally attribute any meaning to whether the card comes out of the deck upside down or right side up. I just focus on the card. And if it seems to resonate for me in a way of the shadow side of it, then I know that that was the right version of it for me. And I really feel like this card for me, talking about the past, is 100% about letting go of this need to prove myself and apologize, or anything like that, and to move into a period of regeneration and rebirth. And that, though, confuses me about the Nine of Swords being the present one, because I feel like that does not resonate. So I'm going to see what this says here, because it's like anxiety and worry, inner turmoil. Like, this is a card that for me this is the first card I ever drew for George. And I feel like, what? This card does not mean anything to me about the present, because this is not where I feel like I am right now. And sometimes when that happens, like if you guys ever feel like you get a card that doesn't resonate, it's like totally possible that as I'm like focusing on you guys and other things, there's just a card here that like doesn't mean anything to me. But Nine of Swords is definitely one of those cards that I find a hard time finding a positive aspect to it, other than just like in the present now, you're actually following through with letting go of the anxiety and the worry. So this one says, you know, that in the past I was stuck in this, or I was trying to move out of it. And maybe this one says to me, like, now you're finally releasing that. Like, this is the healing process of this year, is that don't be discouraged if you still fall back into that anxiety and that worry and that fear. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means like, what do I need to look out for? Exactly. I did say that in my description. So maybe it's a caution of saying, don't fall back. Like, you're on the right path. Don't fall back into anxiety and worry and being afraid. Just keep moving forward. And as long as I do that, now this is a card I'm well familiar with, Ace of Pentacles, which is such a positive card. This is like one of my favorite cards in terms of abundance. This card is all about new opportunities, new ideas, even a new career, or just like true, anything is possible. Say yes to the things that matter. Yeah, it could be that too. So I think that is really good. And yeah, sometimes if a card doesn't resonate, what you can do is you can pull clarifying cards. So you could say, okay, let's clarify what the Nine of Swords means. So I could do that right now. Also, I do want to take a minute to talk about the subscription stuff and answer any questions. So clarifying card is Four of Swords. How am I getting so many swords? But this is obviously a card of rest and self-love. So I feel like, to clarify that for me, then it's saying, yes, like right now, even though I want to be in this stage, which is a future stage, I want to be in the stage of like new opportunities. All these things are coming to me. But the truth is, where I am right now is still in this transition between the two things. Like, I'm still learning how to step into this version of myself. And so don't forget that when I'm refilling my well, I've got to rest. I've got to be creative again, not get back into hustle and fear and anxiety. So stop chasing the algorithm and just be true to yourself. And that is going to take awareness, and it's going to take active like rest and refilling and healing. So I feel like that is good. That was a good idea to clarify that. So yeah, I'm excited for the future. I think that I am in a healing place. And I know that sometimes when you're learning to adopt a new way of being and a new mindset for yourself, it can feel so often like we just want to do it. Like, okay, today's the day and I'm going to be like this forever. But the truth is for all of us, it's a process, right? It's like we have to learn how to become a new person. We have to learn how to bring our mind back into a place of rest, or, we're going to fall back into old patterns over and over again. Thank you guys for saying you like my sweater. This is another rental from Rent the Runway. Um, I love playing with those rentals. It's really fun. Okay. Yeah, I think when you are healing, there's some messy and ugly in the process. A bruise always looks worse as it gets better. That is so wise, Roseanne. So wise. It's a good message for all of us. It's just like if you have something you're trying to step into, you're going to sometimes be caught between the way you used to be and the way you want to be and the way you're heading. And it's not always going to be a linear path, right? It's not always going to be, I'm better every single day. It's going to be sometimes I had a hard day today and I didn't follow through the way I wanted, but that doesn't mean it's worthless and I don't keep trying. It just means I had a rough day. And that, think of it like you want to be on a staircase, right? Let me think how to say this. Like if you're on an escalator, even if sometimes you have days where you walk down 2 steps, like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. If you're on an escalator, it's kind of always moving upward anyway. So like the trajectory of your life is still the escalator, but sometimes you're going to walk down the steps, but you're still going up as you're walking down. Does that make sense? That might have been stupid, but it's kind of like, even though some days you're let's say you're climbing a mountain. Mountains aren't always just like one big concrete, step up. Sometimes you're going to hit a place in the mountain where you have to like walk around it this way and you have to kind of go downward. And you're still heading up the mountain. You're just not going on a linear path. So, I heard once that we change our own labels. It's easier to become who you want to be. Like, I don't like exercising, change it to I'm a person that loves exercising. So that is kind of the idea of really that change happens at the identity level. And sometimes it can be difficult to say, I am a person that loves to exercise. If you know that isn't true, there's still going to be this dissonance in your mind of like, no, I'm not. I hate doing that. So something else you can do if that's not working for you, it can work, but if that's not working for you, is to say, I am becoming the kind of person who loves to exercise. And that can make a big difference because it's like Manifestation Babe talks about the iceberg, that really our conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg, but like 90% of the iceberg is under the surface. And that's how our subconscious mind works. And our subconscious mind is actually what's controlling us. And so when we talk to our subconscious mind and we say, I love to exercise, it's like, delete. I know that's not true. But when we tell our subconscious mind, I value exercise, right? I'm a person who values exercise. I am becoming someone who is good at exercise, or I love the way I feel after I exercise, like something that actually is true, then I accept that. Yes, but Louisa, if you want to become someone who does love it, that's really good. But yeah, if you say, or I'm a person who is committed to exercise, that could work if you begin to do it. So just we could talk about subconscious mind reprogramming sometime if you guys want to. Okay. So we didn't have a lot of time to talk, but I do have a question for you all. And I want you to answer honestly, no judgment from other people, no judgment. If you want to answer privately, you can, but I'm playing around with my subscription model for fiction. The first story that I'll be releasing there is going to be A Mirror of Shadows, and that will come after Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, and it will only be exclusively available through Ream. And I'm going to be also offering like my audiobooks to a certain tier. There's going to be some special live streams, like we had talked about doing like Saturday nights at Venom. And part of what I think would be really fun to do there would be to like, I'm going to have my room decorated in a certain lighting, and there's going to be like cocktail recipes and mocktail recipes. And you guys that are at that tier will get to vote on who is coming to visit us at Venom that week. and I will write a specific short story for that character. So it could be a short story for Azure that week, or it could be a short story for Connery that week. And it would be really kind of fun. I don't know if I'll do it weekly, but that will be kind of a higher tier. And what you can do is you can offer like multiple tiers. But I'm trying to decide what my lowest tier will be. And I keep saying, I think maybe $3 because that's the lowest you can go and that makes it more accessible. But a lot of people are like, $3, you don't, because after fees, you don't really make a lot of money. So you should really do $5. And a lot of people do $5. But I want to ask the community, like, are there a lot of you who feel like you need for that lowest tier in order to be a part of it to be $3? Because if that's the case, then I will keep it at $3 and just make less money to make it more accessible for the lower tiers, which would be access to a Mirror of Shadows, but probably not like the audiobooks. If you feel no difference between $3 and $5 and you'd love to support me and you think that $5 feels more reasonable, let me know. And we can do like a little poll or something on Discord or in the Coven on Facebook to talk about it. But I want to make sure that it matches what you guys are expecting and what you guys would want. So I know we're kind of out of time to talk about it. Yeah. And I think in some ways, in my mind, I feel this way too. Like if it's $3 a month or $5 a month, I wouldn't really notice, but I know that there's some people that $2 a month makes a big difference. And I do always charge too little for everything, but I like it. So it's fine if you feel like $3 is a good amount and you feel that 5 is too much, but I just kind of want to know, where everybody is. No different. So we'll do a poll. I'll do it in the Facebook group first. And then, yeah, Inca has a successful subscription. $3 is support only. So $3 if you just want to buy me a coffee. All right, you guys, thank you for your feedback. I'll probably be asking for more feedback as we move on. I've got a whole notebook filling up with ideas, and it's really, really fun, and it's going to be amazing. There will be swag tiers, there will be audiobooks, there will be everyone in any paid version will get a Mirror of Shadows, but some people will get live readings and some people won't, and some people will get a private podcast of the story, like an audiobook. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up, so I'm looking forward to it like crazy. So it's going to be great. So thank you all for coming, for hanging out. Head over to write with whoever is next up on the list, which I think is Tracy. So if you're writing with us this weekend, if you're not, then I will see you most likely next Friday or Thursday night if you want to come hang out with us on Twitch. But it's going to be a great week, and I really appreciate your time and the fact that you guys continue to show up for me every week, both here live and for all of you that we love and adore on the replays. So all right, all my love to you, and I will see you all next time. Bye. I gotta find my outro. I need to have this queued up better. Bye, everybody.